you're just going to be spinning your wheels. You're going to be probably doing a bunch of work, and it's not going to really go anywhere. And therefore it attracts what you need in your life to further build up the belief or the energy or the confidence in yourself to being more of this thing, or to manifest more of this thing. So this is where the universe is going to help you. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm an energy work practitioner and a spiritual teacher and coach. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. Welcome to Conscious Coffee Talks, where we discuss a topic to expand our consciousness and improve our lives. So with that being said, let's dive in. Today's conscious expanding episode, we are going to be discussing how you can consciously create your life. And what I mean by this, guys, is I'm actually going to be discussing Neville Goddard's books, specifically The Power of Prayer and The Power of Awareness, I think is what it's called, or just awareness. So if you haven't checked those books out, you really need to. They're going to expand your consciousness tenfold, but ultimately it goes over how you create your own reality based upon the consciousness that is you, what we would probably call God. Some would, but maybe some wouldn't. In this video, I'm going to break it down for you on how your consciousness ultimately creates your life and the ways in which you can work with your consciousness to consciously create your life. Let's just say the ways in which you can work with God to create in your life. I'm going to read you guys a quote from Neville Goddard's book. It says, Moses discovered God to be man's awareness of being. When he declared these little understood words, I am hath sent me unto you, David sang in his Psalms, be still and know that I am God, Isaiah declared. I am the Lord and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girdeth thee, thou thee hast not known me. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all of these things. If you did not know already, you are consciousness. That is the only true thing to exist in this universe. Universe is mind, it's mental. This existence is the mind of God. Essentially, the 3D physical reality is just physical manifestations of ideas or creations that were gifted upon us to create in this physical reality. So your consciousness is God consciousness. We were blessed with God's mind. That is the power of our intention, and that is what directs the energy to help us create in our lives. So I want you to think of this physical world, guys, like a video game. It literally is a hologram. The energy is creating this picture of reality for us. Ultimately, this microphone truly doesn't exist. It is just energy vibrating at a certain level of frequency to create matter. Basically, consciousness collapsing in on itself with energy creates matter. So this could not exist if I wasn't staring at it, right? It wouldn't be in my reality. So your awareness has to be present for things to actually manifest. So kind of like a cool way to think about it, right? Your world is a hologram of just all sorts of different energies vibrating at different frequencies. You break them down, guys, they literally look like waves. And I have seen it. I have seen it in meditation. No, like it's literally breath work. You can see things, reality fall apart. It's pretty insane. So they look like vibrational waves. Light, essentially, is what it is. Your mind is essentially the thing that is doing this. So what the energy is really going off of to create your reality is the energy being stored in your subconscious. The subconscious is the true holder of the energy that is you. I like to think of it as the body, because literally the body does not lie. It's going to tell you what energy you are spinning in it. The body is the physical manifestation of the energy you're spinning in it. Your consciousness, like we call God, is focused in on this one point on this body. So this character, Andy, has this body, right? And the energy that we like to refer to as Andy holds a certain level of vibration that feels familiar to this body, that feels familiar to me, because I am an idea about myself, right? I'm spinning a certain energy in my body that feels like me. It's the best way I can describe it. But subconsciously, there are energies in my body as well too, like past traumas from experiences that I've shoved down, past lifetimes. I have ancestral karma, you know, energies of my external world that I am unconsciously absorbing also the energies that I consume with body, mind, spirit, all of those are being housed in this body. And it is creating my reality because it's influencing the way that I think, my beliefs, right? And the way that we think ultimately creates our external world, right? So the way that we think, act, and feel, ultimately, I like to call that our programming. And that is basically what is stored in the subconscious mind. So the energy is going to go off of truly the subconscious mind, and that will dictate how your external world is created. Literally, guys, I think of it like a video game of it's just like digitally created almost, and things are coming to you, they're manifesting to you, and like you're not going anywhere in life. Your mind is literally bringing things to you in your reality of existence. It's just an illusion that you walk somewhere, right? So it's our mind thinking these things into existence, and that's where nothing comes into your reality by coincidence, guys. It's truly magnificent and intelligent what God truly is on what we need in our life to get to our soul's purpose, or to execute our soul's purpose, or to learn our lessons here in the physical 3D reality. So let's talk a little bit more about our programming, guys. And everything in our universe has a program. You have a program, a dog has a program, a tree has a program. They're all different, but essentially everything works in patterns, and it's just intelligently designed like this. We are habitual creatures or of this universe. I don't know what you want to call it, but it likes habit and patterns. So for example, a dog has a programming that it wags its tail when it's happy. It's almost impossible to get a dog to not wag its tail when it's happy, right? That is just its programming. You can call it instincts, but it was born with a set of programs in its body, and it's going to dictate that dog's life for the rest of its life, right? So like if it smells another animal, say it's like a programming of a bloodhound or something like that, it's going to pick up on animal sense really, really easily because it's programmed to do that, right? It cannot change its programming. A dog, it cannot change its programming, okay? So humans have this, not same programming, but we are born with a set of programs from that were influenced by our genetics, right? So we were born into ancestral karma. You absorbed like your parents' genetics, and therefore karma and energy, whatever you want to call it. It just is what it is, guys. You know, it's how this stuff happens. You are also programmed from birth with the values, the influences, your culture, what you were exposed to in your experiences, what your parents taught you. All of those things then influence your programming too. And we call this stage, I think it's the impression stage, but it's basically between age 0 and 7. You're absorbing everything in your subconscious mind. The program is being created during this time. So everything that you are learning, taking in from your environment, things that are happening, experiences that you're having, that is creating the program that's going to dictate the rest of your life. And that will be what creates your picture of reality in the video game. The human is different than a dog, and it's different than a tree. We have patterns and programs based upon, you know, what we've created, because yes, we did create it. We have to take responsibility for our life, even if we unconsciously did it. But the awakened individual, the awakened human, can consciously change their program. It can be done. And this was done on purpose. We were given the gift from God. We were given the gift of free will, and we were given the gift of clairvoyance. Those two things are what makes the human experience special. Emotions are special too, but you know, animals have emotions as well too, guys. So they do not have imagination, or they do not have the free will to change their programming. We can be conscious creators and get back in touch with source to then change our programs. Another thing that kind of backs this up, guys, is the universal law of cause and effect. So the cause of your reality is your internal state. It's the subconscious mind. So the effect is your external reality. So man's world will always be created from the inside, rippling outwards. This is where a lot of people struggle with this idea, because it forces them to actually take responsibility for their life. no matter what, guys, no matter if you feel like things have happened to you, if you have that victim mindset, if somebody did something to you, it all starts and ends with you and the way that you think about these things. Your mindset will determine your life. The way that you are programmed on the inside is going to be what is the effect on the outside of your reality. Even if you feel like somebody has done something to you, or you feel like a victim somewhere like in your life, that ultimately something was out of your control, you are in control of how you think, act, and feel, and ultimately how you end up in situations. There was probably a streamline of choices and how you ended up where you did. Say that you met somebody that, stabbed you in the back. How did you lead up to meeting this person? What led you to trust that person? What kind of decisions you made based upon your programming, right? Or, you could think of it as, say you got robbed or something, and you're like, how is that my fault? I got robbed. Well, you were at the right place at the right time for a reason, right? So dependent upon that, like, nothing enters into your reality on coincidence. So what were the choices that you made to lead you to that right place, right time to run into that robber? You know what I mean? So the energy is always intelligently designed, even if we feel like in the moment it's not happening for us and our highest benevolence, our greatest good. You might not know that the person that robbed you, say, I'm still using this analogy, guys, so bear with me. You might not know that the person that robbed you, that you were the only person to be able to catch that person, and the next person that they were going to either rob or, harm, they would have ended up killing them. You don't know that. So they had to rob you for them to get caught. So you never know what scenario is going to play out, but you can trust and be assured that it's always for the highest benevolence. I definitely know somebody's going to comment on that one. So now you're probably thinking, well, great, Andy, what do I do? Because I have subconscious beliefs that were created from childhood trauma. Like, how am I supposed to take control and take back my reality to create the life that I want? Well, like I said before, guys, the human has free will, which is a blessing, and we also have imagination, which is going to help us to create, and we also have the mind of God, which is the power of our intention to direct the energy or the consciousness towards something. Energy has to be put forth towards something to create it, right? In order to change the subconscious, guys, we've got to take back control of our life. In order to rewire the subconscious and change your programming, guys, you have to be conscious yourself. And most of you probably are aware of this, but if you want to change your life, so I'm going to spin this in other words. If you want to change your life, guys, you have to take responsibility for it. You have to acknowledge that you are where you are right now for a reason, and it's okay where you're at. Just understand that you have the power to change it if you want to. You are not stuck. You are never stuck. You have the power to change your life, and all it takes is one decision to do it and the belief in yourself to do so. You can rewire your mind. You're literally going to have to create a new person. Change and healing means becoming a new person. And this is what you want, because your external world is going off the current vibration, and your body, it's designing a reality around it. And if you want to change your external world, you have to change on the inside first. So you have to literally become a new person. The old parts of you that are not serving you in your external world need to die. You need to have a death and a rebirth. You will be challenging old thought patterns or beliefs, and therefore this means you will be challenging habits that are no longer serving you. You will be pushed outside of your comfort zone to take risks and chances in creating the life that you want to create. This will be cutting people out of your life that are no longer in resonance with you or a vibrational match to who you want to become. And to do this, you have got to be consciously aware of it all, because you will have to make the conscious choice day in and day out to execute these things for it to actually stick into your programming, for the brain to break neuroplasticity pathways in the mind and for new ones to be created, because this is not going to happen overnight, guys. The decision has to be made every single day, and you are going to have to consciously remind yourself of the person who you want to become, because you will fall back into old programming if you literally do not remind yourself every single day. Write it down on a piece of paper. This is where scripting and manifesting are super important in this process, and we'll go over that a little bit later. But I literally, guys, you have got to write it down. It says it in the Bible. You must write your visions down. It's another form of manifestation, and you need to look at it every day. So let's go over some tools in which you can use for mindset shifts and things that you can actually do to help you rewire your programming in your mind to create the reality that you would like to. All right, guys. So tip number 1, you're going to have to take control of your attention or your consciousness. The power of your intention. You are literally going to have to take control of where you're putting it. So what you focus on manifests more in your life, in your reality. This is universal law of attraction. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So what you focus on in your life will be what comes back to you more and more. And it does not matter if it's good or bad, guys, by your terms, deeming if it's good or bad. Whatever you're thinking about, you're going to get more of that in your reality. Start focusing on the good things in your life. One of my favorite quotes is, believing is seeing. It's not seeing is believing. So this means you have to actually feel it on the inside. You have to believe in yourself first before it will manifest in your external world. So you have to put your focus on the things that you do want to manifest in your life, even if they're not physically there yet. And that is the challenge for a lot of people, because it's the belief that you're building up in yourself. So you're going to have to put your conscious attention on your desires to manifest them into being. And to do this, you have to already believe that it has been done, because it has. Essentially, if you think it and feel it on the inside, it's already been done. And this is where your faith comes in. The same faith that you have in yourself is the same faith that you have in spirit to manifest what it is that you want to manifest, that you're being called to manifest in this physical world, right? So you have to place your conscious attention, your consciousness on your desires, even if they're physically not there. If you instead put your consciousness on the lack in your life, you're gonna be stuck in the lack, and it will be very, very difficult for you to make any kind of traction in manifesting something new, because you're just constantly focused on the not havingness. And this is where a lot of people go wrong in their manifestations, is because they keep focusing on, I don't have this thing yet, I'm not this thing yet, I'm not, I don't have the car yet, or the house, or the money, or the job. And if you keep telling yourself that, you're just gonna be spinning your wheels. You're going to be probably doing a bunch of work, and it's not going to really go anywhere, because you're not picturing yourself as already having the thing. So you have to place your conscious attention as you are already this thing, and you're going to show up as it, and therefore it attracts what you need in your life to further build up the belief or the energy or the confidence in yourself to being more of this thing, or to manifest more of this thing. So this is where the universe is going to help you open up, new doors, new opportunities, give you people, things like that are going to help up level you when you start actually becoming the vibrational match for what it is that you want to create. But you have to consciously choose to be it first. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Some of you out there are probably thinking, well, what if it's really hard for me to believe that I already am this thing when I feel the furthest from it? If you tell yourself that you're this thing and you don't actually feel like you are, then it doesn't work, right? So what do you do then? You reach for the next best thing. You reach for the closest thing that you can yourself believe it, to then help you build the faith. The whole goal of it, guys, is to take the baby steps to build the faith in yourself. So you're gonna be reaching for the highest belief that you can in yourself to be this thing, to achieve this thing, to manifest whatever it is to create new reality. You're gonna be reaching for the highest thought or idea of yourself to be it, to then take those next steps. And this could sound like, I may not have X, Y, and Z yet, but I will. Or instead of saying, I am a millionaire, you can say, I am working towards becoming a millionaire. Think of ways in which you can accept the vibration as close as you can to being the thing, if that makes sense. You want to actually believe it, because then that will be the thing that actually moves you to take action, which will be the biggest builder of your faith to help manifest energetically in the physical reality. The next thing that's really helpful, the tool that you can use, is the power of prayer. And yes, this is a tool, guys, because when we pray, we're actually communicating with our subconscious mind. Even if you don't understand it, it's actually calming the brainwave state, and it's allowing you to communicate with your subconscious to reprogram it. That's what praying actually is. So Neville Goddard goes over this in his book, The Power of Prayer. So I highly, highly recommend reading his work, guys. It is life-changing. But he says that you should pray as if you've already received it. And this is true. So many spiritual teachers say this, and this is the point of the I am statement, because I am is really all that exists. I am is just awareness and consciousness, and you can choose whoever you want to be, because that is the power that you have, right? So if you pray for something, you pray for it as it has already been done, because it truly has been. If you ask for something, it is granted. If you think of something, it has already been created, because if you think of something, it exists in another energetic realm, right? Imagination, thought. That's how imagination is a tool, is because it's helping us design the reality we want to create physically, because it already exists energetically. So understanding this literally has changed the way that I pray at night. I used to pray like begging, essentially, of God, please give me, you know, this in my life. Please protect these people. Please protect, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying. I now pray knowing that what I pray for is going to happen. Will I wake up tomorrow and like have all my manifestations? No, most likely not, right? That's not the point. That's not how God works, okay? Pray knowing that your prayers are going to be answered, but you don't know the how. You don't have the details on how it's going to happen. You just have the trust and the faith that it's going to happen, and you're going to see the signs when they're presented to you, okay? That is how you pray. That is how it's the knowing within your heart that things are meant for you, because you feel them on the inside. You have the faith in yourself, and therefore spirit, that no matter what, the ups and the downs, it's going to happen for you. Okay? It's the journey of becoming, and that is what your soul is after. It doesn't really care about the end result. The end result's going to be nice. We're going to get a hooray, yay, because guys, how many times have we achieved a goal and been like, oh, that was cool. What's next? That's what's going to happen. It cares about the journey. And, you know, it's nice to have like the excitement thought about, you know, achieving said thing. But when it actually hits you, it's kind of like, what's next? And that is the spirit of spirit. Thank you, universe. So you can see when you pray, your belief in your faith really is everything. Neville Goddard said in his book, I and my Father are one. Your consciousness is God's consciousness. You're becoming aware of yourself, which gives you the power to manifest, because you know you can have anything you desire. It is the separation that keeps you in sin or in the dark. So that was from Neville's book, Power of Prayer. So another thing that Neville talks about in his book is praying in the name of the Father. So this will help assist you. And it's not necessarily what you think, guys. I used to say in the name of the Father, the Holy Son, Spirit, like Amen. It's not like that. You can use that if that will help you. But it's more so of praying in the name of the Father or Christ or Holy Spirit, as in praying in consciousness. You are consciously aware, and the feeling and the knowing that what you are doing and what you are asking for right now is going to be answered. So that is praying in the name of the Father, knowing that you are the Father. I am the Father. So another thing that can help you guys is meditation. Meditation will actually help you become conscious of your consciousness. I know that sounds weird, but literally, guys, when I started meditating, I was feeling my consciousness actually separate from my body, and I was actually feeling what the observer was. It is insane. Very cool. But you actually become aware of yourself as the consciousness. So it's like the higher self connected to source. So it's, or the oversoul and the soul. It's just like, there's different levels of it. We'll just say that. But you can actually connect with your higher self through this and actually just become the consciousness that is spirit, that is God, essentially, because it's all that exists. But you have to just be aware of it first, and you have to understand what that feels like, because when you connect with just consciousness, your programming literally like shuts off. The best way that I can describe it is it's almost like lights go off in your brain. And I don't mean like go off as in firing, but it shuts down. It almost like you can literally feel energy stop firing in your mind because of the thinking stops. It's freaking insane. So it almost like looks, I would imagine it to look like a computer chip just like shutting down. So therefore it weakens them. And now that you are conscious, now you can actually choose new programming to program into the subconscious. So whenever I get into deep states of meditation and I just become consciousness, I actually start saying affirmations like I am this thing, or I am a great spiritual teacher, or I am a great energy work practitioner, things like that. Or like I am a great businesswoman, or things I want to manifest in my life of a promotion at work, or, you know, relationships of some sort. I imagine myself already this thing, or imagine myself already having it, and I will picture it in my head. I will actually design a little reality around what it is I want my life to look like, and then I will speak to myself in affirmations like I already am it. This is how you can program it. And I've literally come out of meditation, guys, confused at my external world. It is insane how powerful this is, because I forget that this doesn't exist, or my external reality has not yet caught up to the way I'm feeling on the inside. It is a mind F. But that's totally good. That's what you want, right? So the next thing is dream work. And I kind of touched on this with the power of prayer, like praying before bed. You can essentially do dream work by asking your subconscious questions, or your higher self questions, or God questions, whatever you want more clarity on in your life, or things to manifest. You can ask for whatever it is, or say affirmations, proclaim it into existence, and then go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, you merge with your subconscious like I was talking about. So then when you wake back up, that vibration comes back to your conscious mind, whether you realize it or not. You'll probably feel a little bit different. But essentially you're gradually over time changing your vibration, because the subconscious is changing, and then eventually you'll get symbolism or opportunities, or it will actually start to manifest in your physical 3D reality and be brought to your conscious mind whenever you're ready for it. Or you could actually get dreams and answers show up in dreams. I've had that happen plenty of times as well too, but it's not every time that happens. And so many of my students actually, they are like, I do the dream work, but I don't remember my dreams. I don't understand why I can't. And it's not that it's not happening, guys. It is happening. It's just not on your time. You're going to bed expecting to have this magnificent symbolic dream to give you answers that you seek the next day or the next morning. Or you're gonna wake up and you expect to have what it is that you asked for manifest that day. I know when I first started manifesting, guys, and started using these tactics, in the very beginning, that's what I was doing. That's what I literally would go to bed and wake up the next day and look for my manifestation in my external world. Sometimes it can happen. Sometimes it can if you're ready for it. But 9 times out of 10, guys, we have to build our energy up to that, and the signs and symbolism and the communication will be so freaking subtle, guys, that it's going to require our conscious mind to quiet the thought. So it's going to require you not to overthink and overanalyze every single thing in your external world, or to keep the thoughts spinning like, so, you know, the monkey mind, to actually keeping yourself calm and grounded and centered to be able to receive the communication and the signs and symbols, the subtle signs and symbols from the universe, the breadcrumbs of the universe. You have to find that healthy balance between not obsessing over it and looking for it in your everyday reality, while also not having your conscious attention placed on the not having it, and also the getting sucked back into your old programming. Okay, you're gonna have to find that balance. And what I mean by that, getting sucked back into your old programming, it means like the habits, the thought patterns, the overthink. Like if you have too much noise going on in your head, you're not going to be able to see the signs and symbolism. and then falling back into the, oh, manifestation doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So if you believe that, then it really won't work. It's like this beautiful dance with the universe, guys. It's a dance of like trusting the partner to catch you whenever you fall, or it's an ebb and flow of just energy. And it's, you know, it's like this, guys. The energy is designed to go up and down, and you're in and out of consciousness with what it is that you want, and you forget about it and then you remember it, and it's just, it's a beautiful thing. It's, I don't know how else to describe it other than like, it's just constantly always happening for you, always. Like it's never not ever pausing. Like the manifestation is always coming for you. But it's a dance of energy. The last way in which you can reprogram the subconscious mind is hypnosis. Now, I learned about hypnosis in my NLP training. I also do hypnosis with BQH. They're different. BQH is actually, it's beyond quantum healing hypnosis. So you can think of like past life regressions. You can think of contacting your higher self or your intuition to receive answers. That's more so of just bringing to your conscious awareness on questions that you want answered, which it can help reprogram your subconscious mind. But the hypnosis is going to be the thing that actually sends the messages to the subconscious mind to reprogram it. And you want to use certain language and emotions behind that in order to do it. And you have to be in a hypnotic state for it to work. So the hypnotic state is just like a meditative state, guys, and or like going to sleep. That's what these things all really have in common, is it's getting the brain to slow itself down, to get the brain waves to stop vibrating so fast so information can actually be brought to you or to be absorbed. Okay, with hypnosis you can design a reality and then send it to the subconscious by putting a person in a meditative state. That's all hypnosis is, and then you eventually believe it. You can't, it's not brainwashing. It's not like I'm gonna tell you to go like cluck around like a chicken and you're gonna do it. Everyone has free will. Hypnosis is a whole nother video on what it is, but it's literally not what everybody thinks it is. You're conscious the whole time. Most people don't even realize they're being hypnotized, which that's pretty dangerous in itself because society or marketing already does that. Anywho, it is just putting the right vibrations together for somebody, meaning words and emotions, and putting them into a meditative state to then get them to accept it, to get them to start believing it, to communicate with their subconscious, to reprogram their mind. That's what hypnosis is. And it works, guys. It works. The way that you talk to yourself is literally everything. It is literally everything. That's why that voice in your head say nice things to yourself. So anyways, guys, that's what I had for this video. It's probably long enough. So that is how I like to create my reality and be a conscious creator in my life. These are powerful tools. These are powerful mindset shifts. And I truly recommend reading Neville Goddard's work. I haven't read all of his work yet, but the books that I have read on his ideas and his teachings, they're life-changing. I think I bought his series and it's like 600 pages long, but totally worth it. I'm sending you all of my light and all of my love, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. If the holidays haven't already passed, then happy manifesting for 2024.